Hello, happy Tuesday. What day is it even? Like, what is happening? Okay, 1 second. The camera is very smushed there. Welcome to this live. My name is Olivia Heine. I am an NLP and Sacred Success coach, and we are going to talk about the codes to locking into your limitless energy today. So if this is speaking to you, stick around, click play. If you're watching the replay, come back, save this for later so that you can make sure you soak up all of this goodness. This is the first of a 3-part series that I'm going to be doing for the next couple days, where I'm going to be talking about the different codes that you can be using in order to tap into revolutionizing your success, having more energy, having more time, being able to make yourself magnetic to the success and the outcomes and the goals that you want to create for yourself, and actually start working towards them in a way that's really holistic, in a way that's really aligned for you, in a way that is a full-bodied approach that actually takes you being a human being into consideration, as opposed to just kind of like working and focusing on just the output and just the outcome in order to create something that is, acceptable. Like, that's usually why we're going after success, right? We obviously want something for ourselves. There's something that we want, like the car, the house, the money so that we can buy this thing, the relationships so that we can have the family that we want to have, or the connection that we want to have. And then underneath of that is always the reason why we want it on an energetic level, so an emotional level, a frequency level. So we want it because it's going to give us stability. It's going to give us a feeling of love. It's going to give us a feeling of freedom, a feeling of abundance. And then there's a third level, which is the external ego level, which is all about what we think this is going to look like for us from the perspective of other people, right? So that's the reason of, I'm going to do this because it's going to look really good on my resume, or I'm going to do this because it's what's expected of me. I have to go to university. I have to take this job. My parents are going to be really proud of me if I do this. I'm going to be accepted in my community, whatever it is. There's always an external reason, and that is always ego driven. And so when we're talking about actually unlocking holistic and aligned and sacred success, what that comes back to is bringing it back to your body, back to yourself, back to your inner success, and making success an inside job. So of course, that doesn't mean that we're disregarding, a lot of those external structures that actually inform the way that we live and how we do things. Because if we were just like, well, screw that, F that, whatever, that might actually ruin a lot of things, or might make things crumble in a negative way. But it might also give the opportunity for things to crumble so that we have a clean slate to step back onto, where we can then actually create a better system for how we're creating success. And that is really like the phase that we're in right now in society. Is the systems that have been in place are no longer sustainable. The structures that we've been conditioned to work within, we are now realizing are just not as strong as we thought that they were. And they're actually harming us and hindering us more than they are supporting the kind of success that we want to create. Okay. So when we talk about creating success, what I'm here to support you with is really revolutionizing the way that you work, so that you can shift out of this old paradigm of success. Again, this is the success that's very ego driven. It's very much focused on what can I do, go, 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 producing, output focused, often putting our nervous systems in a state of survival mode, making us feel like we need to do more and show up better, and like we're in the state of fear in our bodies, like we're literally feeling the stress. That is what stress is. And of course, we can have elements of positive stress, but if we are on a constant stress heightened level, which most of us are living in a constant heightened level of stress nowadays that has just been normalized, then we are 1000% living in the survival mode success, okay, where we're just trying to get to the next thing and the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. And our nervous systems don't have a chance to slow down and get back into a state of rest and digest, because we are always in flight, freeze, or fawn mode, okay? When we move into success that is sacred, so this means revolutionizing your success, and that is what I teach you to do inside my signature sacred course, Rest for Success. That is on sale right now for 13% off, only for a limited time only. So make sure you go check that out. I will actually comment it right here and pin it for you. Let me just do that real quick. And I really encourage you to, if this is speaking to you, to go check that out, because it's going to be the thing then that ends up helping you set up the structures and the systems to actually move into this kind of success. Okay. If we are constantly in the survival state, or we have been so conditioned within it, moving out of it and actually starting to rest can feel really, really unsafe. And that brings us to really honing in on, where's your energy going, right? If we don't feel like we have enough energy, where is it? Because the truth of the matter is, energy is infinite. There is limitless energy available to us, unlike time, because time is finite. There are only so many hours in the day, like literally speaking. Energy is infinite. There is an infinite amount of energy around us, within us, in the things that we're doing, in our minds. And the most amazing thing is that the subconscious mind, which is this beautiful little thing right here, actually has the ability to manage, store, and distribute your energy. Okay, so if you are not feeling like you have enough energy, you're constantly waking up feeling tired, feeling low on energy, feeling exhausted, feeling like you're just drained, trying to just make the next thing happen, but you don't have the energy to actually create momentum, to actually move things forward, to actually feel excited or motivated, or whatever it is that you are feeling, it comes down to this. It comes down to what's happening in your body, because you do have enough energy. It's just about the fact that we've constantly been telling ourselves, I'm stressed, I don't have enough energy. And of course, the brain is getting these signals from your nervous system, which is, we're in a fight, flight, freeze, or fawn mode. Like, we are in survival state right now. So of course we're not going to rest. Of course I'm not going to give you more energy than you absolutely need right now, because I'm going to have to save that for later, right? I have to save this in order to protect myself potentially at a later date, because it feels like I'm in a dangerous situation. Is this hitting home? Is this resonating for you? I'm just like preaching it out. I feel like, where is this coming from? But this is it. This is so key. Take this into your heart right now. Think about what this is meaning for you in your life. If you had limitless energy, if you could just suck it out and like be in charge of managing and distributing it, because you can be, what would that mean for you? What would that shift for you? Right? So much opportunity and possibility opens up when we feel, and actually then end up having, enough energy to do all the things that we want to do, not just the energy to hit that bare minimum benchmark of, okay, well, I managed to get through the workday, right? That is not living life. That is just surviving through life, quite literally, right? So thinking about this limitless energy then, and how do we start tapping into that? If one, it's the mindset, and I literally walk you through that inside Rest for Success. So that is a process of rewiring how you perceive rest, and how you perceive not just rest, sorry, but actually your energy, and feeling like you have enough, and feeling like you can manage it. And then the second part, which is why I had my little Freudian slip there, is actually bringing your whole body back into how you're working, which is what I mentioned before. And that means this full cycle of creation. And when we look at the way that we've been taught to work, it's really focused on planning, production, and output. But there's a second part of that cycle, which is the part that completes the loop of the cycle, literally the cycle of creation, where you come back to, okay, how am I doing? How was that project? I'm reflecting on it. I'm culminating it. I'm taking the learnings from it, because this is the point of doing these things. And I'm taking the time to pause, rest, get the downloads, get the creativity, re-energize, like literally load up my energy levels before stepping back into things again. And this is really the secret to having this limitless energy, and having like boundless energy when you actually need it, is knowing how to manage it throughout your life, throughout the day-to-day life. Okay. If we're constantly like moving through life, and it's like 100% of my energy always has to be going out into what I'm doing, of course that's going to feel really hard and heavy and exhausting. Hello, hello. And so coming back to, how do we start to tap into feeling like I have limitless energy? What are these codes? And these codes, like I said, number one, mindset, understanding what needs to shift in here to rewire, to get you out of that survival mode and get you back into a place of feeling like, okay, I have enough energy. It is safe for me to use this energy now. I'm not in a dangerous space. And then number two, the second code in this scenario for untapping into this limitless energy is coming back to this full body approach to how you're showing up in success, which means slowing down, which means resting, which means recharging your energy levels, which means giving yourself the space to actually be where you are at, not constantly moving forward, not constantly striving. And I feel like a lot of the times we're like, okay, well, I just want like a quick fix. I want this to be good. I want this to be done now. And it's like, okay, yes, this is possible. Like being able to have limitless energy is 100% possible, but the foundation for how you're then showing up on a day-to-day basis needs to shift first. Does that make sense? We actually need to start resetting that foundation in order for you to start tapping into limitless energy. And when you have that limitless energy, then, and again, that's what we do inside Rest for Success. It's what I guide you through in the 3-step flow framework, is you start enhancing your productivity. You start creating more creative sparks, more innovation. You have the creativity, you have the motivation, you have the space and capacity to actually do more. Does that make sense? So those are the codes. Part 1 in the code series to tapping into limitless energy. It comes down to rewiring your mindset in order to make rest feel safe so that you can unveil this power of revitalization, of resting, of slowing down. Okay. And that is literally why my course is called Rest for Success. So if Rest for Success is speaking to you, you can check the link out. It will be in my bio if you're watching this in the replay. I'm going to give some information in the content and description below, so you can check that out as well. And really just come back to that question that I asked you before, which is, what would more energy do for you in your life? Right? What would start to shift and change, and all of the possibilities that would open up for you if you had more energy? And I'm telling you right now, more energy is possible for you. More energy is here for you in this literal moment. You just need to know how to rewire and work with your body in order to always have access to it. And you have to have the foundations in place that actually support you in doing that. Okay. So again, all the links to to the Rest for Success course, which is my signature sacred success course, all on revolutionizing how you work so that you can really tap into your cyclical way of working, this holistic approach to work to create more of the limitless energy. All of that is going to be in the description below. I'm going to post the replay for this so you can catch the replay as well, and in the link in my bio. I will be back tomorrow for part 2 of this code series. So make sure to stay tuned. Join me back here, same time or in the replay, and I'll see you then. Bye, loves.